Hello everyone. Some time ago I have talked about the end of dual decks and that a new product called Challenger deck will replace the dual decks. I was a little bit skeptic about this particular product. I also have heard a lot of comparison with the Challenger Space Shuttle about the unfortunate accident of what happens to the Challenger Space Shuttle, and I've heard a lot of criticism towards these particular products. But today we finally have our first glimpse at these decks, and I'm going to tell you the truth, these decks seems very good. First of all, the first 4 decks that they are going to be released, they're going to be released in April 2018, and you have to remember that the Challenger deck is a constructed competitive Magic the Gathering deck that will replace dual decks, and it is targeting players that want a very competitive deck for Standard. The 4 decks that are going to be released feature very good cards from the current Standard environment, and they are very high in value. Remember that these decks are going to be sold at $23.99 MSRP, which most probably major LGS will sell this product to around $26 to $30. Let's see what was spoiled. First of all, we have our first deck, Hazoret Agro, which is a mono black deck, and we have also the card list of this deck. The first thing that strikes our eyes is Chandra Torch of Defiance. Chandra Torch of Defiance from Kaladesh. It's a mythic and is one of the most expensive planeswalker in Standard environment. Also, with Chandra, you have another staple of Standard, that is Glorybringer. You will also find Harsh Mentor, and the card and the creature and the god that the deck is named on. Obviously I'm talking about Hazoret the Fervent. Hazoret the Fervent from the set of Amonkhet, one of the gods of Amonkhet, and is one of the most important cards in red aggro Standard decks. Unfortunately, with the ban of certain cards from the run-em-up aggro red deck, this deck maybe will be a little bit less powerful, but this is a very competitive burn aggro deck as mono red for Standard. The second Challenger deck is Vehicle Rush. It is a red white black deck which features certain vehicles from the set of Kaladesh and Ether Revolt, and the most important 4 cards of this set, you will find an Ether Sphere Harvester, one of the most used vehicle after the ban of the Copter. You will have a Heart of Kirin, another important vehicle after the ban of the Copter. You have Spire of Industry, a very good land that gives you colored mana, and Sky Sovereign Consul Flagship. This deck, it's targeting those players that want to play with vehicles in a Standard type of Magic the Gathering. The third deck, we have Second Sun Control. This deck is a white-blue deck. It's a control deck, and it features a lot of white and blue cards for the control game. The most important cards in this set are obviously the Approach of the Second Sun, Field of Ruin from Ixalan, one of those cards that recently have spiked in price, especially from an uncommon, currently around $5. You have Kefnet the Mindful, another god from the set of Amonkhet, and the last card is Settle the Wreckage. Settle the Wreckage, it's a very powerful instant card. It's quite pricey, and is one of those cards that in the next standards will make a lot of impact. The fourth one, Counter Surge. It's a black-green deck. It features a lot of cards from Kaladesh and Aether Revolt, and it is around counters. And the most important cards of this deck, you have the Glintsleeve Siphoner, you have the Vedrus Grillhawk, which gives you 4 counters, and if you add the wine script there, you can add 8 counters. Walking Ballista, another card that is in standard and in modern, a very powerful card. And to my surprise, we have in this deck, we have Fatal Push. Fatal Push is a very, very important card. It's a very strong card, and is one of those cards that is being used both in modern and in standard. Currently its price is around $9 to $10, but as you can see, we have already the first reprint of Fatal Push. As I said, to my surprise, and to tell you the truth, I'm very happy about it, because finally Wizard of the Coast is doing something about standard, is doing something about this hair products. Challenger decks are very good, are very powerful, and you have an important expecting value. The EV of every deck is between $40 to $50. Therefore, players would be tempted to buy these decks just to crack them and sell the singles. My advice, be aware about the price of the cards of these sets, because most probably this is a reprint of these cards and the price will go down as much as this is printed. Also be aware that the cards in this set, especially from the sets of Kaladesh and Aether Revolt, will soon rotate out as soon as Dominaria and the next set will be out. Leave me a comment below. What do you think about these sets? And stay tuned to this channel for more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering.